Everybody, make sure your mic is on.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Winterville Town Council meeting to order. Today is Monday, December the 8th, 2025. The time now is 6:02. Okay. Invocation tonight, if I could get Mayor Carl Wilson to step to the podium and give us our invocation.
And as I always like to say, good evening, family.
Good evening.
Let us pray. Eternal and all-wise God, once again, Lord, you have allowed us to see another day's journey. We thank you for last night's rest. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for waking us up this morning. And Father God, we have gathered here on this evening, Lord God, because of your grace and your mercy. And God, we ask now that you send down the Holy Spirit, God, as they go into this meeting. Let it be done where it's pleasing unto you. God, we ask you to continue to bless all those that's upon the sound of my voice. And God, we just thank you, Lord God. We know it's the Christmas season. We know that Jesus is the reason for the season. And for that, we just want to tell you thank you. And now, Lord, as they conduct this business, Lord God, let them be on one accord, that they would do what's best for the citizens of Winterville. This is our prayer in Jesus' name. Let us all say together, amen.
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 If we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And again, I'd like to welcome everyone, and also I'd like to welcome some our distinguished guests as we have here tonight here at the Town Hall for our swearing in. As you heard earlier, to give the invocation, we have Mayor Carl Wilson from the town of Bethel. We have Mayor Tina Brown from the town of Robinsonville. We have the chair of the Pitt County Board of Commissioners, Mark Smith. And the most important person here tonight that will be doing an oath of office is Judge Wendy Hazelton. And also another former council member, Miss Mildred Council in the back there, long distinguished council person for the city of Greenville. All right. With that being said, now we will move to the roll call. If you get your clickers. All right. Everyone is present. Next up is approval of the agenda. I'm going to turn it over to the manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I do have one change. Ross Peterson, who was scheduled to speak under public comment, will not be with us this evening, but we do have Miss Matt Jesus, who will be speaking under public comment. You do have Miss Matt's request at your seat.
Okay. With that being said, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Smith, second by Councilwoman Dr. Brandy Harrell. Any discussion? If none, please vote by using your clicker. Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next up is the installation and oath of office for our newly elected town officials, and I'll turn this part of the program over to our town manager.
Thank you, Mayor. We're excited to swear in again 3 of our sitting board members. And we will start this evening asking Mayor-elect Richard E. Hines to step forward.
I, Richard E. Hines, do solemnly swear I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as mayor. So help me God.
Okay, next I will ask Councilwoman-elect Chantel Hawkins to come forward, please.
That I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as town councilman. So help me God. So help me God.
Councilwoman Hawkins.
Judge, you ready? Okay. And lastly, but certainly not least, we ask Councilman-elect Johnny Moy to step forward.
I, Johnny Moy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States,
and the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as town councilman.
as town councilman.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Well, while we're waiting, Councilwoman Hawkins, we're gonna change it up, from what I just told you. While we're waiting for Mr. Moy to sign, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna let each council person acknowledge, people that, for their time and effort. I'm gonna start with you, Councilwoman Hawkins, if you don't mind.
So are we doing it from here, there, or we?
You can do it from right here, if you don't mind.
I have my notes. down
Okay,
here,
okay,
'cause
all
I
right,
assumed-
that's fine.
And so, Mayor, was my understanding, we have about 2 minutes
Just-
to,
just ma'am.
and I don't know if it's solely to acknowledge, but it's 2 minutes,
Yes, ma'am.
all right? We got a timer, or
Yeah.
y'all just going? Okay, I'm gonna try to read as quickly as I can. Did you start it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, the measure of leadership is not how high you climb, though how many hands you reach back to bring with you along your journey. I stand here, sworn in as a representative and a representation of the citizens of Winterville, and I will never forget every valued voter, every entrusted belief, every invested supporter, and even every challenger who had tried to stop me. You made this happen. As my late father and my late mother, George and Diane Hawkins, and late godfather, Bishop Willie McCarter said, I believe I will run on and I will see what the end is going to be. I will be committed to speaking strongly, standing firm, moving mountains, and even dancing through disagreements. For I understand the assignment in the duty, doing right by the people, not just during elections, but every day. And as Martin Luther King said, true peace is not merely the absence of tension, but in the presence of justice. And as the great WWE wrestler, R-Truth, says, please put some respect on my name because I'm driving now for the people. And I thank you, Winterville. I love you.
Thank you. Next up is Councilman Johnny Moore. Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. First of all, I'd like to say thank the Lord for giving me this opportunity to serve a wonderful town and a community here in this eastern part of North Carolina that we consider as a slice of good life, the town of Winterville. I just want to say thank the ones that came out during this adverse weather. The weather was, it was so cold out there, but they came out and support. The volunteers came out there to support. The voters came out and voted. We had ones that come out and helped serve us and gave us coffee to keep us warm, gave us a little advice. Even Councilwoman Hawkins and I, we was under the tent together, and we had to share the tent. And it's amazing how you can learn one another during a moment of silence, an opportunity to share one another thoughts and minds and appreciation of what we have accomplished. Not us, but you all. We just want to say thank you for all that you've done. And also, I want to give a great shout out to my wife, Priscilla Moy. She was right there with me the whole time. And I just want to say thank you, Lord, for giving me a great and awesome helpmate. And again, God bless you. And I hope that anytime you need me, you can reach me. Or if you need a card, a business card, I do have plenty of them. And if you can't get a business card, you always can call the town manager, and the town manager will definitely can reach me also. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for this day. A lot of adversity we go through, but we put him first, and everything else is smooth transition. I'd like to thank my family. My family has always been there for me, and my extended family. They keep me grounded, keep me pushing, even when I'm not at my best. They tell me, you can do it, Ricky. And I'd like to thank Sheila Barnes. She was my campaign manager. I'm not the best candidate in the world, but I want to do things my way, but she kept me grounded. I also, too, like to thank, my other mayors. As I introduced them earlier, they are the backbones of their communities, but we are family. We're an extended family. And it's always easy to pick up the phone and call them and talk with them because they're mentors. We mentor each other. And as I say here in Winterville, Winterville starts with a W and ends with an E. And that means we. It's no I, it's we. It's what we do here around this dial, it's we. We set the foundation for this town, and that's what we got to do. That's what we got to remember, and I appreciate each and every one of these council people, council persons, our council members. Get it right in a minute, but I thank them. I thank them for their hard work. I thank them for what they do, because every decision isn't always a decision that's going to make someone happy. But at the end of the day, the people elect you to make a decision. So with that being said, now we're going to move on to appointing of a mayor pro tem. I'm going to yield to the attorney, let him explain how we're going to do this.
Thank you, Mayor. The procedure that we follow to elect or appoint our mayor pro tem is outlined in our policies and procedure manual, Rule 3. We follow the nomination and voting procedure. Individual council members can nominate a council member for the mayor pro tem position, and then once those nominations are concluded, then there's a vote for each person nominated. So what I would recommend, Mayor, is that that when you're ready, you open the floor for nominations.
Okay.
Once the nominations are over, you close the floor and then vote. I would recommend vote in order of those people that are nominated. So start with the first one and work your way through. The council member with the highest number of votes, of course, would be elected as mayor pro tem.
Okay. All right, with that being said, I now open the floor for nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
I would like to nominate Councilwoman Robinson.
Okay. Is there any other nomination?
I would like to nominate Dr. Brandy Harrell.
Is there any other nomination? Is there any other nominations? Any other nominations? With that being said, I now close the nomination portions here of this part. And we'll start with, okay, I'm sorry.
Willie, I think we're going in order. Okay,
Okay.
got it.
All right. All right.
Got it.
First up, if everyone could vote for Councilwoman Robinson. Get your clicker, vote for Councilwoman Robinson. Robinson has 3 votes and 2 no votes. Get your clickers. Now you can vote for Dr. Brandy Harrell. Dr. Brandy Harrell has 3 noes and 2 yeses. So with that being said, correct, the new mayor pro tem is Councilwoman Robinson. She's our new mayor pro tem, okay? What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a recess and to change seats and also to take photographs. So it's, we're gonna take a, what, 20 minutes?
However long you.
Okay. We up. About 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 20 minutes now. 20. We're gonna take a 20-minute recess.
So now you
Evan. I'd like to call the council back to order. Next up, we have recognition of a new employee. I ask Ms. Manning to step to the podium, please.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. I would like to introduce Allison Robbins. She's our new customer service representative in the finance department. She comes to us with several years of customer service experience. She's already fit right into our department within the last few weeks, and we're excited to have her.
Good evening, my name's Allison. I've been here for about 3 weeks. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I am very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Congratulations, and
Welcome.
as I said, yeah, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Next up is a presentation, and if Stephen Penn could step to the podium, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Town Council. We have one public hearing for us tonight. Yes. Okay, so this is a rezoning request called Rucker Farms. Rucker Farm is located on the southwestern corner of Lori Ellis Road and Old Tar Road. So just to the north of Lori Ellis Road would be Brookfield right here. You would have South Brook just to the west of it. We just rezoned an R10 conditional district just across Old Tar Road to the east of it, just to give you a little bit of understanding where we're discussing. Applicant is Garden Street Community Southeast LLC. Again, this is on the southwestern corner of Old Tar Road and Lori Ellis Road. It's 109.55 acres that's currently zoned agricultural residential, or AR. They are requesting an R10 conditional district. The condition being that the development will provide at least 10% of open space dedicated to passive recreation, trails, playgrounds, amenity centers, fields, or greens. Notification was posted on the site early October. For this public hearing tonight, we mailed out notification to the adjacent property owners and those within 100 foot on December 9th. Again, just to give you an understanding where we're discussing, we are on the southwestern corner of Lori Ellis Road and Old Tar Road. Everything within the purple on this image is what would be under the rezoning. This is just a boundary map of the rezoning itself. I do want to point out there's a small home that's kind of in the middle of this. It's a single family home that is not part of this rezoning. Looking at the existing land use for this site and the sites around it, as you can see, this site currently sits vacant. Surrounding it, you have a lot of vacant land presently, but a lot of interest as well. So just to the north of this, you have Brookfield, again, single-family residential. You've got some single-family residential to the west as well, and you will be seeing some very recently with South Brook filling in kind of the gap between these as well. To the east, when you're crossing Old Tar Road, we just rezoned a little over 100 acres, or close to 100 acres, an R10 conditional district in which 10% of the site is going to be passive recreation, very similar zoning district. And then just to the south, you've got an older, it's an ETJ neighborhood called Ellis Woods right there. Looking at the current zoning around this, again, we are looking at this site currently being agricultural residential. If you look to the west, you're looking at South Brook, which is a mixture, it's a PUD of R6 and multifamily residential zoned land. To the south, you still undeveloped agricultural land other than the Ellis Woods, which again is a single-family detached product similar to what what the applicant is proposing here. Across Old Tar Road, as mentioned, is R10 conditional district in which 10% of the site is going to be dedicated for passive recreation, very similar to what is being presented today. And just north of this site, as you see Brookfield, that is R10 as well. And you see a lot of R10, some R12.5 right here, R15 in this area. But as you can see, mostly single-family detached within this area. Future land use plan, as you see with all of the yellow, this is suburban residential. You do have on the extreme hard corner a very small area that could one day be presented as a commercial zoning district. I will say the applicant is just requesting residential on this, and they don't actually have the hard corner of this property anyway. Looking at suburban residential, we're looking at typically primarily larger lots, single-family detached, generally 2 to 3 dwellings per acre. Now, we do look at some and consider some smaller lots based on minimum standards, as we'll see, set out by our future land use and comprehensive land use plan. And that is that the potential zonings for suburban residential are typically R20, R15, or R12.5. It also goes on to state that R10 and R8 are potential zonings as well, as long as open space is dedicated. In this case, the applicant has requested an R10 zoning district, and as shown and explained on the comprehensive land use plan for suburban residential, they have dedicated 10% of the site to include passive recreation, trails, playgrounds, amenity centers, fields, or greens. Again, this will be a single-family detached proposal. Some of the Winterville's land use goals, especially in economic development terms, are to reinforce the town's identity as a family-friendly community, and by doing and by supporting rezonings for residential uses in areas that are labeled suburban residential or urban neighborhood will help support this goal for the town. We've received some phone calls when we first placed the signs out. Nobody was against it or for it. In fact, I think there was some type of rumor that maybe this site was going to become commercial. In fact, we had 2 people call in asking if it was going to be a computer mega site. And after I explained to them that they were proposing single-family detached, everybody said, okay, that was my main question. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't commercial. In evaluation of this site, the 109.55 acre site is currently vacant. It's surrounded by properties that are mostly residential, agricultural land, and some rural residential homes as well. The proposed R10 conditional district rezoning is consistent with the development trends in the area as well as the comprehensive land use plan. Comprehensive land use plan designates this area as suburban residential character area. It supports an R10 rezoning with the condition that a minimum of 10% of the land is dedicated to passive recreation, trails, playgrounds, amenity centers, fields, or greens as being proposed tonight. Therefore, staff does recommend approval of the Rucker Farm rezoning to the R10 conditional district, with their conditions being that the development will provide 10% open space dedicated to passive recreation, trails, playgrounds, amenity centers, fields, and greens. Planning and Zoning Board reviewed this at their October meeting and unanimously recommended approval as well. Are there any questions for staff prior to public comments?
I know you said that one house, is it in town or is it?
It's not in town, no,
Okay,
sir. It's an ETJ property.
Okay. Anyone else has any questions for?
Isn't there a utility on that property? A gas?
There is a gas easement that runs, you can kind of see in the aerial, there's a gas easement that would run through this area, and the applicant would have to design around that. Yes, ma'am.
And, I mean, isn't there, I mean, like, oh, you say easement, to me that means under the ground.
That's correct, yes,
But
ma'am.
isn't there something above the ground there? A station, or, I don't know what it's, electric, gas, something?
They're saying that there's a GUC gas station on this site. Yes, ma'am. I'm not aware of exactly the location of it on this site, though. Yes, ma'am.
So is it going to be,
Evan, can you point that out? Where's on this site?
what's gonna happen to it?
It'll stay,
It'll stay?
because it's fairly new.
So,
And that would not be part of this property. No, ma'am. That would be, so that is actually outside of this rezoning. So that, there is one just adjacent to it right here, but that is not part of this property. So no, ma'am, there would not be anything included in that for the development.
it's right next to the property,
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
so we'll talk about building houses next to,
That's right, yes, ma'am. They could still build around it and not on the easement likely, but they could build around it, yes, ma'am. But they would not be, per this development, to my knowledge, doing anything different with that station, the developer.
and we have no control over that station, because it belongs to Greenville Utilities, right?
Correct.
But we have control over the zoning around that station.
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure there are buffers and whatnot that's required along that, because the easement for the gas line had to be dealt with several times already.
So you got a gas line that would be under some of those, would that gas line be under the houses?
My understanding is,
Okay.
yeah, my understanding, you cannot build homes on the easement. You can do like a parallel road on them. There may be some other directional roads you can have on, and maybe some other trails, but my understanding is you cannot put any permanent structures on this easement.
I guess I watched many futuristic movies where things are exploding and.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Hawkins?
Yes, so I do have a question.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know in the past, there was some similarity in terms of GUC easements and things of that nature, whereas there was confusion as to who would be responsible for that in the past. And with this property via rezoning, and we don't have, I guess you said with clarification, it is right outside the zone, and then homes would be built around that. Just need clarification for any future concerns that come up. With this being said, are we not responsible for any charges by GUC, or are we in conjunction with that? I just need clarity.
Yes, ma'am. So this site will be, all sites nowadays have territorial jurisdictions. So this site will, upon construction drawing review, we'll look at all of the providers and determine where and how they lay out all of the infrastructure within the subdivision. And all of our technical review committee will also be a part of that to ensure that as well. That it is laid out appropriately for the future residents of the subdivision.
The infrastructure in question is natural gas, and so GUC is the provider of natural gas throughout town. So that's not a utility, as you well know, that we provide. So in terms of gas, that's all GUC.
Okay, that was my first question, and thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You provided a list, a future land use character list of characterizations in terms of zoning. Right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Go back one, right there. Can we be provided this for our reference?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, because this is the first time I recall seeing it, and it helps you to decipher when you're making decisions or you're voting for something. You have vivid clarity as to what each of these characteristics of the areas are. So thank you for providing this, and giving us a copy and/or sending it electronically will be good to reference.
Yes, ma'am,
So
and I can
thank
send a copy, and I'll put some kind of important pages on the email as well, just to kind of give everybody a quick overview of where each of these important kind of pages are like that. Yes, ma'am.
It might be good to give all the new members a copy of that future land use
Agreed.
plan.
Yes, ma'am.
That we've had. And I'm just not satisfied with gas being that substation and we approving housing around there. And I feel that we'll lose control of it once we approve it.
I'm lost on that one, because, basically, Councilwoman Robinson, you're not gonna build because there's encroachments, isn't that correct, King? There's encroachment as far as how close they can be to it, regardless, whether it's ours or GUC or anyone, any kind of utility like that, there's encroachment that you can't even get close as far as building.
Yes, sir, and I would need to look at these particular easements. I mean, I've seen them, it's just been a long time since I have, but typically what happens is when GC comes through, it's probably, I'm guessing 30, maybe even 60-foot wide easement, and they've got a line that goes through it. There's plenty of buffer, if you will, just inside their easement, so that adjacent properties would be a long distance away from where that natural gas line is. And I don't know, but I question or wonder whether or not our own ordinances will require some form of buffering around the GUC facility too, to as far as aesthetics goes, but just to keep any construction a significant difference away from where the line is. I don't know if that answers your
I
question.
believe the easement's Piedmont, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, the easements, right, it's Piedmont. I was talking about the GUC, that little.
Substation.
Yes, ma'am, yeah. But right, you're correct. The easement, the natural gas easement is to Piedmont. It's pretty wide. I just can't remember what it is now. It's been so long since I've looked at it, but it's not a 10-foot easement. It's significantly wide.
Is it any,
I do.
yes, ma'am.
So also, it was mentioned the 10% open space. And there was a list of the options or opportunities. Can you please restate those?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
So the comprehensive land use plan and the applicant as well has stated that the site will dedicate 10% of the development to passive recreation, trails, playgrounds, amenity centers, fields, or greens.
Fields or?
Or greens. So like, well, fields probably is another,
Same thing as greens.
Yes, ma'am, term for it.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
So when the developer,
Excuse me, Ms. Robinson. I'm sorry. Are you finished?
I wasn't.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. And then my last question is, I know this is opening up the opportunity for the R10, and then you gave an amount of, I don't know, 196 or 166 acres or something or another up there, which is a large amount. Am I correct? And then so the developer will have the opportunity to put homes in. And while 10% is dedicated, which I'm glad, to these listed opportunities for the community, I just want to state that each home has at least 2 to 4 members in a home, right? Each home. And I don't know how many homes could be built on that. Sounds like a lot, maybe 40, 50. We need to continuously keep in mind that with each development comes each person, and each person has a need. And then this is affecting our departments, and it is also affecting each household that may have children, and children going to schools, and schools having to rearrange and adjust their schedules for everyone coming in. So I just want us to continuously keep this in mind that while we're building and growing, we have to make alignment and adjustment for the infrastructure, but I am pleased to hear this 10% open to those opportunities. This is one of the first and initial developers that I've seen do this, and I'm glad that they are doing it and keeping the people in mind. I'm done, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Robinson.
Please excuse me for butting in. When the developer gives the 10%, that means that they do not pay a recreation fee, right?
That's correct, yes, ma'am. There would be a recreation dedicated rather than a fee in lieu of the recreation, yes, ma'am.
But would we develop those areas, or would the developer have to?
So.
I hate to say developer. You understand what I'm talking about? I'm talking about like equipment, fields or whatever.
Yeah, that's a great question. The subdivision ordinance actually gives the town/applicant the ability to go either way. We haven't seen a lot of people, we've seen some people donate land to the town. I think we want to make sure that it's usable and good land that we're accepting, absolutely. A lot of times what you'll see though is the developer develop it themselves or set aside or design the land themselves. And we'll see it, and you will see it at the preliminary plat proposal. So they would be at that point proposing the open space and how and where it's going to be. But likely, I haven't heard the applicants say their desires are to hand this extra land over to the town for recreation space.
So, I'm sorry, so that'd be about 11 acres, right?
Roughly, yes, sir.
Roughly about 11 acres, okay. Manager?
Now, I was going to say, Stephen, just would you remind council the statutory requirement for either a recreational fee to be paid for each subdivision, or, as you say, the fee in lieu,
Yeah, absolutely.
Plan, yeah.
So the state allows us to, per unit, set aside some land for recreational purposes of the people within that subdivision itself. They can also, and as we often see, the applicant will just construct homes on the entire site and pay what they call a fee in lieu of, and pay the fair market value of the area that they would have dedicated, and pay that to the town, and it goes into our recreation fund. But in this case, they are proposing to dedicate the land instead of using the fee in lieu of.
Okay. Thank you, Stephen. Let's close this up. We're going to move to a public hearing. At this time, I now open up public hearing for Rucker Farms. If anyone would like to speak against Rucker Farms being in that area, if they will please come to the podium, state their name and address. If anyone that has any opposition to it, they will come to the podium and state their name and address. Okay. If anyone's here speaking in favor of Rucker Farms, they would come to the podium, state their name and address if they would like to speak in favor of Rucker Farms. Okay, with no one coming, I now officially close the public hearing and ask what is the pleasure of the board, correct? With Stephen having...
Yes, sir, and I do have just a motion that the board could use, approving or denying. I want to remind that if we are going to deny, there are 5 reasons that the state has considered, possible reasons that the board could state. Thank you.
Okay. What is the pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the rezoning of the Rucker Farm to R10 conditional as it is consistent with the comprehensive land use plan. It is reasonable and the public's best interest.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Motion made by Councilwoman Smith, second by Councilman Johnny Moy. Any discussion? If none, please get your clicker and vote. Motion passed 4-1. Councilwoman Robinson voting no. Thank you. Next up is our public comment section, and we do have one, and it's for me to read this. Public comment period of 30 minutes, provide an opportunity for residents to comment on any item included in the agenda or to address the town council on any matter related to the town of Winterville. For an item included in the public hearing section of the agenda, residents should address the council at the time the mayor invites the public comment on the item. No public comments may be made to the council during the meeting except during the public comment period or part of a public hearing. Individual speakers are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes, and no more than 3 speakers may address the council on any single matter. The town council may elect to take no action on the matter addressed by a speaker, may schedule the matter for further consideration at a further council meeting, or may refer the matter to town staff for disposition. Copies of the town public comment period are available in the rear of the assembly room. And tonight we have with us Ms. Matt DeJesus.
Yes, my name is Matt DeJesus. I want to say congratulations to the winners, to the electeds, to Mayor Hines, to Pro Temp Robinson, and Council Moore, and Chantel, Councilwoman Chantel. You two made me feel so great. It was so touching. You made me feel important. You made me feel like I'm part of, you got me all excited about this thing. And I really appreciate that. I want to thank the town for the beautiful decoration. Our town is so beautiful. The parade was outstanding. I got a chance to be the grand marshal for the Robinson Union Alumni. And this is the first year that I got a chance to decorate my yard, because those cars coming out in my yard, having accidents and tearing my yard all up. This year, nobody, not one single accident out there. So I got a chance to decorate, and I'm so happy. And I would like, and you know when they used to say the slice of the good life, I used to wonder, what they talking about, a slice of the good life? I live in North Winterville, and I had not even crumbs. I didn't even get crumbs on the end, but when this committee got up there, that slice started kicking in. I got a slice of the good life this year, and I'm looking forward to a big slice for next year, for 2026, because this team here is really working. I am so proud of all of you all. And, and to all of the citizens of Winterville, I would like to say Merry Christmas, and you can look for a big, grand year coming up. But this team is rolling. They got the boots on the ground. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Next up is our consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Robinson, second by Councilwoman Dr. Brandy Harrell. Any discussion? If none, hold on.
I do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
Yes.
Apologize. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor. With the consent agenda, I know there is documentation that goes with that, and it is typically referenced on the computer or on digitally. I would ask that in the future, any consent agendas or any things that we have to peruse through or look through, be here present. And although the expectation is for us to look through it prior to the meetings, we are up until the minute of in the meeting where we might want to reference something again. So I'm asking that we have something of a hard copy, because right now we have a consent agenda with at least I don't know how many items on it, and either I'm gonna have to keep scrolling back and forth. I would ask that we have paper copies here, please,
Of the agenda packet.
of the agenda packet, of the consent agenda, please. That will make it easier for me. We all are different learners and processors. I process by paper, and then, so now I'm gonna have to scroll through. But that is just a request that I have moving forward.
So that is a request that you have. So do we, as the board, do we want that? You understand what I'm saying? Get the consent of the board. If the board wants this in their package, then we should get it in our package. But if it's something that you need, maybe you can get with the manager and she can get
Yes,
that
for
with you.
myself.
Okay,
Yes,
all right,
that's fine.
is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Down, hello, down there?
I'm good.
Good?
I'm good.
Okay, everybody? No,
I'll get
okay.
specifics.
Okay, all
So
right.
I'll
Well,
just expect that, and I thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If nothing else to be said, if you could vote with your clickers, please. Thank you, motion carried. There's no old business. New business is, vac trailer purchase. Anthony.
Mayor, good evening, members of the council. Tonight we have before you an item for the purchase of equipment that it was budgeted in the 24-25 fiscal year. And, 25-26 fiscal year. And so this item is a Herco trailer. It's a valve exercise trailer for our water department. This item is, over 30,000, so it requires council approval. Staff has looked at quotes. The item in question is $99,449. And this piece of equipment will help the water department exercise valves. It will help them maintain our water system and basically give them a piece of equipment that they haven't had in the past for maintenance on the system, as well as work in emergency situations to de-water holes, and also use a pressurized system to make sure the valves are working properly. This item will be purchased off the North Carolina Sheriff Association Purchasing Alliance. It's basically bid out for the town. It's similar to the state contract, as well as some of the other purchasing alliances we've used in the past for purchasing large pieces of equipment. So tonight we ask council's approval to purchase the equipment that was included in this year's budget, and the use of the North Carolina Sheriff's Association for the bidding process.
Move to approve the purchase of the Herco valve exercise trailer.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Smith, second by Councilwoman Dr. Brandon Harrell, to make the purchase of the vac trailer. Any discussion? If none, please vote by using your clicker. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up,
Mayor,
yep,
let me get some heat in there.
some heat.
Look, cold on it.
Okay.
I was looking at Ms. White to see if she could help us out.
Okay.
About this.
All right. Yeah. Next up is a cost share agreement with Garden Street Communities. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, tonight we have a matter before you of cost share agreement with Garden Street Communities. This agreement is for regionalization for pump stations. You may recall it's been an initiative of the town to reduce the number of sewer pump stations, lift stations. Depending on how you talk to, the terminology is interchangeable. But the town has a goal of regionalizing various areas and trying to reduce the number of stations that we have to maintain on a regular basis. And so tonight, we have before you a cost share agreement with Garden Street Communities, and they've been a partner with us on this. They were going to have building Quail Trace subdivision as we speak. You can see it from Highway 11. You'll see the sedimentation, erosion control barrier out there right now, and they are moving forward with that project. Associated with that project was a required pump station, sewer lift station, as you will. That pump station was only designed to carry the capacity of that specific subdivision. And so in our goal to regionalize the area, we worked with the developer and agreed to increase the capacity from a 6-foot wet well to an 8-foot wet well, as well as the force main on the property from a 4-inch force main to a 6-inch force main. And so we're increasing the capacity, and so in doing so, we will be able to service a much larger area than just that one particular subdivision. It will basically cover the area south of Highway 903 to the creek, back down a little triangle, back down to Highway 11 as it follows Reedy Branch Road. So the cost of this agreement is $92,998, and it will be due at the completion of the project.
Any discussion on this?
I would ask, Mr. Bowers, do you know the cost of the total project? I'd like for people to understand that this $93,000 is not taken lightly. If we were to have to do this on our own, this is saving us a great deal of money in the long run and allowing us to serve a much larger area.
Yeah, so the average pump station is going to run around $2 million. This particular one is kind of tied in with a much larger project, so I don't know that number off the top of my head,
Right.
but just on average, you can expect a $2 million pump station. So for it to be able to increase or not have to, every pump station is going to be different, unique based on the size and capacity of it. So obviously, that's an average from what we're seeing. Just keep in mind our 2 regional stations that we're building right now was an $8 million project for those 2. So that's kind of where we are with that. I don't have the specific number.
That's okay, but it is a great
But
cost saving.
it is a good significant impact on us. And really, the biggest impact on us is not having to maintain them long term. So if we can reduce those number of lift stations that we don't have to maintain once we assume ownership of them, these developers are not going to own them forever. They're going to own them until it's accepted by the town. Once it's accepted by the town, then it's our responsibility to keep them moving in the right direction.
Thank you.
All right. So, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, oh, sorry.
No.
I make a motion that we approve the contract and the cost sharing with Garden Communities for the upfitting of this pump station.
I second.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Smith, second by Councilman Moy, to approve the cost sharing agreement with Garden Street Communities. Any discussion? If none, please vote by using your clicker. Motion passed. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Other agenda items?
We've got 2 added agenda items on the amended agenda.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
They're on the wrong thing here. Approval to purchase 2-way radio communication equipment for fire, rescue, EMS, police department, and associate resolution of reimbursement. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Mayor, I'll take that one, and let me just mention that it is highly unusual that we have so many staff members missing this evening, but due to the fact that the meeting was rescheduled, these folks had prior commitments, so that's why they're not here, and that's why I'm taking this item. So the town of Winterville made the last large-scale purchase of radio equipment in 2012, and if those of you that were around then may have recalled, Pitt County Communications switched from VHF frequency band to Pitt County 700 megahertz system. So currently the town, including fire rescue and EMS and police, are using those same portable and mobile radios. And I won't get into the specifics of the model numbers, et cetera, but basically those pieces of equipment have far outlived their useful life. In addition, Winterville Police Department is operating on both the Pitt County 700 megahertz system on their portable radios and the NC Viper 800 megahertz system with the mobile radios. The fire rescue, EMS personnel, and police cannot communicate when the officers are in their cars, and this has resulted in a number of safety-related issues in recent months. Additionally, the radios that are in disrepair, we're having a hard time getting them repaired because they're outside their useful life, and were so as of December of last year. Fire Rescue and EMS currently has 6 radios that are out of service. The proposal includes replacing each radio for the Fire Rescue EMS department and the police department. Police department includes both car radios and the portable radios. Their proposal is based on the NC contract process and includes a 7-year warranty on each piece of equipment. This proposal includes 48 portable radios, 9 mobile radios, 1 console for Fire Rescue EMS, and 33 portable radios, 27 mobile radios, and 2 control stations for the police department. It includes all the programming and installation of this equipment. The project was not included in our 25-26 budget process because when we were going through the budget process, we did not have all of the numbers. We don't normally ask for such a large-scale mid-year purchase, but we are basically at a point now it's becoming really, really urgent. Along with the actual approval to purchase, there'll be a resolution of reimbursement in your packet that allows the town to begin making the purchases while funding sources are being obtained. This is a standard procedure you all have seen us use many times, and it's often used to keep projects on schedule. It's also required by the IRS for this type of situation. The amount that we are requesting to purchase is $1,189,770. Due to the contract amount being over $500,000, the town will need to obtain approval from the local government commission, and your budget amendment, I think, included the appropriate number in it previously approved. So you have the copy of the proposal, which is many, many, many pages. Chief Moore, Chief Williams have worked collectively together. We have worked with Motorola. They are the vendor. They are the vendor that we used previously. They continue to be the vendor that we're using. And with that said, we're asking for council's approval on the purchase in addition to approving the associated resolution of reimbursement. And I will try to answer any questions.
And also too, for some clarification, I have also been lobbying our Congress people to help pay for these radios. I've talked with Congressman Murphy. I've talked with Senator Budd. I've talked with Senator Tillis also for funding on these items. And we're not the only one across the state that's in this same predicament. And so they know about it. The next round of funding, I'm hoping that, looking at Anthony, I'm hoping that we'll be in it. We have sent them information on this request, and so hopefully this can help soften some of the blow, but right now we definitely need these items. I think, hold on.
Before Mayor, you move forward, I appreciate you mentioning, but this is not a Winterville specific issue. This is, as you say, across the state with many agencies.
Okay, and Councilwoman Hawkins, you have.
So yes, I do have some comments. First of all, thank you, Town Manager Parker, for your efforts of trying to explain all of the intricacies. I would like to have had a list, I don't know if that's in the document, where you listed the amount of radios per department, 48 radios, 30, but I can't not keep up with that. Whenever I make a vote to approve something, I want to have concrete information just in case I need to come back and reference it. So I don't know if you can reread it or provide it, who's getting a radio for what or whom. Secondly, with the consent agenda, there is the last sentence that says the mayor may allow citizens to address an item or ask questions. How does this work? Does that go into public comment the next time, or how and when? Like, so if we had citizens here who want to say, hey, or they may have had the same question as me, are they able to come to the microphone and ask? Because we know that if monies are coming out of the general fund, that they do have some say-so in that respect. My next question is, I know you share that this is not just a Winterville problem or Winterville urgency. When we were doing the budget meeting, did we know that the radios were antiquated? Did we know that we were in need? There was no mention of this that I can recollect in terms of this. And lastly, I must say that if we are, and I think I saw this in the dialogue that I was reading, that we will be taking a loan. Am I correct? Are we going to be getting a loan for part of this purchase?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're getting a loan of how much again, please? Because I
think that remains to be seen. Depends on whether the state funding comes through, any discretionary funding that we are awarded, but the total cost of the entire project is $1,189,770. Yeah, 770. $1,189,766.80. And the proposal that's in the budget package has a breakdown, Councilwoman Hawkins, of, okay, great, thank you, of the individualized radios. But all of the radios for fire, rescue, EMS, as well as police are being replaced.
Okay. Thank you. I do, safety is of the highest concern. It is. And I can say, I know that the fire department, I'm just speaking for me, this is my voice, how I feel. I believe that the fire department has been in need of a lot. Radios, vehicles, and everything else. And again, the police department, they received over $200,000 was paid for body cam.
And tasers.
Body cam and tasers. I want to state that while this is safety, we need to kind of start fanning out the concentration of the investments that are going into, and I'm not telling anybody to do their job. I'm just speaking from how I feel and on behalf of my constituents. I would say that while we are amending the budget, and while we went through the budget, and we went back and forth about community center, multipurpose center, any way we want to put it, that needs to be a priority as well. If we can amend the budget now and get a loan for a set amount, millions, hundreds, thousands, we need to start investing in moving the community multipurpose center along in that same magnitude and at that same capacity. That is how I feel, because while safety is of the essence, investing in the people and doing what is best for them can curtail some of the incidents, curtail some of the need for enforcement. We have to look at the big picture, and I know we're gonna say we're having a meeting and go through a lot of stuff. That is just what I have to say when we look at a budget amendment of this magnitude. The people should not just get a quick gist of it, but they should have an opportunity for understanding of what's happening. And that is just what I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have any? Councilwoman Smith?
If I may, I agree. I understand the desire of some of our community for a multipurpose center. This issue, though, is one of immediate concern regarding safety. In the lieu of, and while we are working diligently to get towards a community center, we do have options in our community rec room, our depot, and our parks throughout town. But my concern with this is if there are miscommunications between our fire, our police, and if there is an emergency or an issue, I think that it is imperative that we have equipment in place. And hopefully, our staff does a great job with requesting funding and working hard to try to help fund these things. Hopefully, there will be, and Mayor has already spoken to some people, some state funding that comes through that reduces some of this.
Okay, thank you. If we could now, I need a motion on this either way?
I move to approve staff's recommendation to purchase these items and the resolution of reimbursement.
Second.
Okay. Have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Smith, second by Dr. Brandon Harrell, to move forward with the approval to purchase two-way radio communication equipment. Any discussion? If none, please vote. Motion carried 4-1. Councilwoman Hawkins voting no. Is it not?
Yes, that did not include the, you've got a separate slide for the
Yeah, so
resolution. Yeah.
she made a motion for both, but I think it's going to be voted on two different slides.
Right.
Okay, all right, okay.
Right.
I was just trying to catch myself up.
Yeah.
Right. Now Now to vote on the resolution.
So move.
Councilman Moore?
I make a motion
All right.
on the resolution.
On the resolution, Councilman Moore made a motion, second by Councilwoman Robinson, Mayor Pro Tem Robinson. All in favor, any discussion on that? If none.
I just got one question.
Yes, sir.
On that. Would the county help us out with this funding since the EMS is funded through the county?
Actually, EMS is not funded through the county, well, partially through the county, but currently, the sole cost of this project is on us.
Yes, and again, so the sole project is on us, and we're awaiting state funding. And we know that across the country, funding is staggered. So while, yes, it is imperative that we have communication, right now today, if fire, EMS, and the police department needed to communicate, they could. And then when we talk about, again, going back to the community center, we've been talking about it 21 years now. When is it time? Let's stop playing around, stop playing games. That's what I have to say.
Could we please vote? With your clickers, please. Motion carried 4-1. Councilwoman Hawkins.
I noticed it went down the road, then all of a sudden, at the 4-lane, here comes the fire truck with this lights on. And then the rescue put their lights on. So there is a great need for coordination between those departments because the lights on the rescue truck did not come on until after the fire truck had cleared that intersection. So I felt that the fire had to send a message to the rescue truck.
And it depends on the call.
Yeah, depending on the
And
call.
what's dispatched.
I understand
but
that.
Yes, ma'am, yes,
But
ma'am.
even with that, there still had to be some kind of
That's right,
coordination.
that's right.
All right, next up is Rivers and Associate Settlement Agreement, Mutual Release of Claim, Assistant Town Manager Bowers.
Good evening again, Mayor and members of the council. Tonight, this last item before you, Rivers and Associates Settlement Agreement for Mutual Release of Claims. This item is associated with our sewer pump station project. The town, after getting into the project, realized that there would be a need for some changes to the plans This project has gone on for a very long time, and has gone through multiple members of staff as well as engineers and everything throughout the process. So long story short, there were some changes needed at the Church Street site, which is our southernmost pump station. And in doing so, we were going to rearrange some items on the site. In doing that, we had the engineers redesign a manhole that was going to have a 12-inch line coming into it. It's a gravity line. And in doing that, there was a reallocation of where gray water comes in and gray water goes out, and try to keep this from getting too complex. Ultimately, there was a design issue that wasn't caught until it was put in the field. And so while the design issue was, there's a checks and balances involved with these types of projects, there was a miscommunication between the contractor and the engineer that ultimately resulted in additional modification having to be made to the manhole. That additional modification was a $10,898 modification. Because of the miscommunication between the contractor and the engineer, it was determined that it was not any doing of the town, and that the additional cost would be absorbed between those two entities through a negotiation between them and Rivers and Associates. The ultimate resolution was for the town, and the town's concern was that, work would be done on this project, but it would not be in the original scope. So we asked for a change order. The change order has been approved by the town council in a previous meeting. And so the request here tonight is Rivers and Associates, was the engineer, have agreed to cover the cost of those changes at no expense to the town in return for this release of claim. And so basically the change order keeps the warranty on the project, which has already been approved, and the release of claim basically allows them to pay for that without any further liability from the town with regard to that incident specifically, not the rest of the project, just that one specific manhole change. So that's kind of layman's terms for a complex issue, but again, we're asking for approval of this. This will be a refund to the town of $10,898, and is basically the town's getting the design that we need and want, and it's not costing us any additional funding.
Thank you. What is the pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the release of the claim for the manhole.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Moy, second by Councilwoman Smith. The motion is for Rivers and Associates Settlement Agreement, mutual release of the claim. Any discussion? If none, please use your clicker. Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anthony. Other agenda items and items for future agenda future work session. Number one is Terry.
Those items will be moved to our annual planning meeting for discussion.
Okay.
You're the ones that have been on your agenda
All right.
For a few months now.
Okay. All right. Next is announcements. Of course, Terry, you want to handle them? Or?
Be glad to. This didn't make a separate page, but the town offices will be closed for the Christmas holiday, beginning full days, Wednesday, December 24th through Friday, December 26th. We will be closing early tomorrow, as we have historically done in the past, closing at noon. We have New Year's holiday. Town offices will be closed on January 1st. We have our next agenda review meeting with council on Thursday, January 8th. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, we have our next regular town council meeting is January 12th. We have our town annual planning meeting. We have part 1, Tuesday, January 27th at 5:30. And we have part 2, Tuesday, February 3rd at 5:30. and probably both of those meetings will be here in the assembly room. We have the conference room set aside, but sometimes that's not large enough for the work that we need to conduct.
Okay. Thank you. Next up will be our reports. And I'm going to start here with our town attorney to my right.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no report per se. I do want to point out that we do have a closed session per the statute identified. Also, per A-3, which is attorney-client privilege. So just a couple matters for closed session. Would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And that's all I have subject to your questions.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to switch it back to down on this end. Councilwoman Hawkins.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. First, before I begin, Town Manager Parker, we were promised a report of the traffic stops I requested.
Yes, ma'am.
They were,
I have them.
and how to,
Sure.
okay, I thought that they would be available to review and not just be given. That's why I thought that they would be here tonight. And we were also promised a report of the recreation inspections.
Yes, ma'am, I have those as well.
And I know that I communicated via an email that when these are provided, it takes time for us to look through. So
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know how that works, but I'd like to be given at least a moment or so to look through these. Also, Town Manager Parker, in our correspondence, I asked for identifiers so that I could identify trends. You said that you would consult with Attorney Lassiter.
Yes, ma'am.
And I am seeking information as a town council person and a representative of the town in doing business for the people. I am due some sort of identifiers. I was told that we cannot have those. I'm not the public, and in doing so, as an overseer to town's business, how can we get some sort of, I don't need names, I don't need faces. We need to identify trends in order to have a clear view of when we are reviewing these reports. So, Attorney Lassiter, please help me.
Yes, ma'am. I've spoken.
May I go
Oh,
first?
sure.
Excuse me. Councilwoman Hawkins, I just want to be clear. Are you saying that you were told that you could not receive any identifiers?
I was told by you when I asked for badge numbers, when I shared that I do not need pictures and I do not need names, that I am requesting badge numbers to go along with these stops. I was told that we cannot get that. If you want me to read the email verbatim, I can.
Please, that would be
Will
very
do.
helpful.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Oops. I'm coming. Staff is compiled, so I requested this, and I requested badge numbers. Good evening, Councilwoman Hawkins. I hope this email finds you well. Staff is compiling the demographic information you requested in the same format that has been previously provided to council. And so, okay, the formal information is pulled from the traffic stop statistics housed in the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations. Badge radio numbers are not part of these reports.
Yes, that's just a statement of fact. That was not stating to you that you could or could not receive them, because I sent a subsequent email stating that I would consult Attorney Lassiter on his guidance thereof.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure I was clear on what you were saying. the information that we have given to council previously did not, and that report does not include those. We'd have to pull that from a different set of information, so.
Okay, but that is what I was requesting. So
Yes, ma'am.
wherever format you had to pull it, that is what I was requesting. I then emailed you and I stated the statute sharing that this information is a public record and should be provided to the council unless a specific statutory exemption applies. That is what I responded. And again, I said, I do not need names. I do not need to see them, but I need identifiers. I said, we must agree upon an internal identifier or other mechanism that allows the town council to review enforcement trends without violating confidentiality. That is when you responded and said you are going to get with town attorney Lassiter.
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
just want to be clear that I am, what I have been communicating, and that is something that we need to go with this. There is no way in which we can look at trends if we don't see who's giving the ticket, the ratio, and how often they are, the locations, and that is what I asked for. Right now, when I'm looking at this, I don't know if this is letting me know the locations, the stops, the outcomes of the stops. And I am in no way trying to be adversarial. What I am being is an advocate for the people here in Winterville, and if there is no trouble in asking for these things. And so I do not what I ask. I'm not trying to be anything other than a representative for the people. So for me, when I'm looking through really quickly, this report does not give the outcomes. This report does not give the locations of the stops. And this report does not give the person who is stopping people. And that is what we need. That is what I requested.
Councilwoman Hawkins, I too also work for the people as well as the entire council.
Sure.
I did the best in the same format. It does give you the actions taken. But the very first page gives you the enforcement actions taken based on driver sex, race, and ethnicity.
Right.
So this report does not include locations, and this report does not include the badge numbers, to which I understand that you sent me an email with a statute reference in it. It is my standard protocol to reach out to our town attorney to get his insight on how those statutory references pertain to my job in supplying information. I will also say that I do my level best to provide what individual council members ask me for. I am not always able to give that information. As it stands right now, you and I are the only ones that have had conversation on this information. It has not been asked for through a council directive. I only mention that to say, you're asking for information for the council, but you and I are the only ones that have had the conversation. I have not had those conversations with any other council member. So I just, for the record, wanted that to be stated.
Thank you, and respectfully, the council, the mayor, the council, and everybody else have been on this correspondence.
Yes, ma'am.
So they have been privy to it, and they have had an opportunity to speak or not to speak. Them not speaking does not negate what I am asking for, nor does it negate my right to have it. And so I thank you, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you getting this report together, but it doesn't have the things that I am asking for in order to ascertain and look at what we're doing, what's going on. Date and time of stops. I don't see that. Location of stops. I may see the reason of stops, outcome of stops, but the date, time, location should be cross-checked. this should also be cross-checked with the officer that are doing these stops. This would give me, I'm talking for me, and I know we say we, the council and everything else. I am speaking, I have to speak for myself. When I requested this, you know, if it was said, hey, I'm just gonna give what we got before, what we had before. The reason why I asked for these 6 points is to be able to cross-check what I'm looking for. Because looking at some without the location, the identifier of the officer, the time and dates of stops would enable me to see what's going on. And it's no secret that traffic stops are, you know, the elephant in the room here in Winterville. And so while I didn't want to make this a big issue, it is a big issue. So I don't know, Attorney Lassiter is here now. I need to find out how, which, and when I can receive identifiers to look at the department reports, the business of the town, as I should. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, Councilwoman Hawkins. As it relates to the identifier, I want to make sure that that information is a public record. I have started doing some research on that on Friday. I was not able to get back into it today as I was preparing for this meeting. I suspect I will be able to provide that information. If we didn't have the holidays, it would be later this week, early next week, but with the holidays, I certainly think I can get that information to you the first week in January.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm not finished. So the first week in January, so this pushes us back. So Town Attorney Lassiter, the first week in January specifically, is it the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th? And when you give me an answer, it's right here in the email, the statute, that we are, I suppose, to get it. So I'm hoping that I get a format or by what method of an identifier. So, and if you want to reference it, it's right here, that is what I would be expecting. I know sometimes we say, okay, let's set a date. So if we're not doing it in the next few days, can you look at your, am I going to get it on the 5th, 6th, the 8th? Can you promise it by Wednesday, the 7th, or please, so that I can walk away knowing that I'm going to receive something?
Yes, ma'am. I will have it to you by Wednesday, January the 7th.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mayor. I'm finished about the
Doctor, you finished?
Thank you,
Thank
Mayor.
you.
I'm finished about the traffic stops. I'm not finished with my comments because those, like, I was looking for
Well,
these.
I understand that, Councilwoman Hawkins, I do, for time's sake with everybody, so we can move on along, you know, I want to kind of move along. I gave you gracious enough time to talk about that, so.
That's not my closing.
I know, but I'm just saying, have consideration for everyone else.
I'm having consideration
Thank
for
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
And I'm not finished doing my closing. I'm having consideration. I was not provided the traffic stops. I was not provided this until I asked for it, and it's incomplete. So how is that my closing? I'm not finished my closing. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And then also, Assistant Town Manager Bowers, I shared an email with regards to the resolution for Main and Mill Street. I don't think I received any answer for that. You don't have to answer it now, but I just wanted to bring your attention that I never received an answer for that. I also shared that with Town Manager Parker, there was never a vote on delaying department reports from departments. It was said that that should be quarterly. There's never been a vote on that. What I am doing is doing the business of the people, and I'm trying to do it right. I am so sorry if it's not going in the way anybody wants it to go. But this is why I'm up here. And then also, I just asked a question about how do the citizens get to speak on consent agendas? That question wasn't answered. So perhaps that will be answered since that's on record. I would then also like to say that I am asking the council, the mayor, the council, the town manager, the attorney to work with me. Not, I've been asked, are you gonna work with the council? Work with me, because the only thing that I am doing, I am keeping my eyes on the prize, and that is prioritizing the people and what they need. I would like to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday to the people of Winterville. I had a rough year. I lost my mom about 10 months, almost to the day. And I'm just gonna be honest, I have not had a single solitary person except for the town manager and Dr. Harrell over the last few months to ask me, how are you doing? In the school system, we ask, how are you doing? And we working together as a council, we need to say, how are you doing? I would like to say, as this is Christmas, my mother did leave me with a gift, and that is to have a strong will in my heart for family, for faith, and for the people. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Dr. Burrell.
I just want to say thank you to our staff. Also, thank you to everyone who participated in the swearing in tonight. Congratulations to my fellow returning council members. One thing I do want to say is that leadership is at its best when we are cohesive and we can work together. So hopefully when we all return, you know, for the new year, we have our vision setting and things of that nature, we can be grounded in mutual respect and listening to each other. And we just move forward in working for the people. Thank you all and happy holidays.
Thank you. Councilwoman Robinson, Mayor Pro Tem Robinson.
First, I'd like to thank our Recreation Director and the Chamber and everyone else who was involved in our winter celebration. It was wonderful. We saw lots and lots of families out there and people throughout the community just standing out. I think it was the biggest audience for a parade we've ever had. So thank you very much for that. I do wish everyone a wonderful and safe holiday season. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, enjoy those around you, because we never know what next year will bring. And that's about it. I did hear some movement on our housing program.
Yes.
I haven't heard any conversation about it, but I did hear that one of our seniors was getting some work done in a house, and I was very glad to hear that.
Yes, and I will have a report in January.
Okay.
Councilwoman Smith.
I too echo Mayor Pro Tem Robinson's thank yous to our staff. I would also add to that purposely made a town ride through at about 6 o'clock in the evening and enjoyed all of the decorations. Thank Mr. Mills and his department for doing that. Of course, Recreation for all their work, everybody, police and fire for all their work through the holiday season. We have had so far a wonderful season. I also noticed as I went through town, and I commend our economic development folks and code enforcement and everybody else, and lots of people who are owners of small businesses comment on the support that they have received from our town and how gracious and grateful they were for that. So I want to make sure that we are highlighting the things that are done well in our town. We thank you very much for that. I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. We are a good town. We have lots of good staff. We have good people, and I hope everybody is graciously blessed by God this season and always.
Councilman Morey.
Yes. Thank you. I'd like to say thank everyone for the tree lighting ceremony that we had on last Saturday. The Recreation Department had everything in place. The setting was perfect. The program was excellent. The turnout was beautiful. The weather was very, very friendly. We just want to say thank you to the Recreation, especially to you, Ms. White. Also, I'd like to thank Ms. Carmen for what she done in assisting to help me to get the word out that I was interested in running again. And she really not only supported me, but I think that she supported everyone that had an interest of running. So that tells me a lot about you, your passion that you have for not just individuals, but for all the people. So I just want to let you know openly that I appreciate it and I thank you. And also want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. The lighting that we have here is up to date, it's modern, it is beautiful on Main Street, on Mill Street, and we almost got all the way down on Tar Road, almost, but we're still gonna work on that in the future. So I just want to let you know that you all have done an excellent job, staff. Enjoy your early release tomorrow. Shop, spend some money, bring it back here in Winterville, and have a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I do want to tell everybody, I hope you have a wonderful and safe holiday, Christmas, New Year. Can't believe it's almost 2026. I look forward to working with all of you next year.
And also, I'd like to extend also all the greetings, Merry Christmas to each and every one, and also to everyone in the town. Also, I'd like to thank my two mayors that are still here, that are sitting here, Mayor Wilson and Mayor Brown. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all. I'll be visiting y'all town as well. Looking forward to that. But with that being said, now we need a motion for closed session.
So move.
Second.
Closed session.
Closed session, okay. We have a motion made by Councilman Moore, second by Councilwoman Smith. You can vote, please. All right, closed session. to make a motion to open.
I'd like to make a motion that we'll move back into open session
Second.
from closed session.
Got a motion made by Councilman Moore, second by Councilwoman Hawkins to come back into open session. Any discussion? If none, please use your clicker. Okay, thank you. Motion passed. Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Dr. Brandon Harrell, second by Councilman Moy. Any discussion? Please use your clicker.
Wait.
Motion passed. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
motion passed.
Before everybody leaves, I wanted to say, staff says Merry Christmas. We have a ham for everyone to pick up and carry home in King. So, Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Tell